baptism, it's a signature on the covenant. But it's always going to be about the covenant. It's always going to be about Jesus. Hey, I want him to own me. I'm signing the contract. The outward signature of an inward contract of my faith is in him alone. His blood, his righteousness, nothing else. It's not the meaningless, trivial thing that the Baptists make of it. Total misnomer there, isn't it, Baptist? Because they don't care, right? It's just baptism Sunday, baptism, well, in this case, it would have to be baptism April, right? We don't want a baptism January, so we'll do a baptism April because it'll be warm out there. So it's whatever's convenient. It's clearly meaningless, trivial to them. It's not, here's water, what hinders me? It's this immediately instant response every single time in the New Testament, every time, no exceptions, immediate. So is there value in it? There surely must be, or why would it be immediate, right? So you make these assumptions, and there's 2 or 3 verses that make it very clear that there's something to this. But at the same time, it kind of got twisted into a pretzel in this reassigned value proposition that somehow it had salvation meaning as opposed to, and I made mention of this as clearly as I could in multiple times in recent writing. The Baptists call it an outward sign of an inward faith or an inward experience, and so I just added a few letters to outward sign and called it a signature. It's a signature on the covenant, but it's always going to be about the covenant. It's always going to be about Jesus. It's not the 5 steps of salvation or the 5 acts of worship or the, all this Western nonsense. It's always and ever only about Jesus and absolute faith in him. Like you were saying earlier, I can trust him. I can't trust me, and I don't have to figure it out because I can trust him. And that's a real simple thing. And so I can sign that contract, and that's all baptism ever was. Oh, don't sign, you're going to sell a house. Don't sign the contract. It doesn't have any value at all to sign a contract. Wrong. But what are you signing if there isn't a contract? What difference is it? Here's my signature. Use it any way you want. No, it's the contract that matters. I'm buying the house. I'm owning up to my responsibilities going forward with this house and the mortgage and all of that. The signature, the outward sign, the signature has no value all by itself, but it also has no value if there isn't some glorious contract of ownership that you're signing over. So, all the confusion, there would not be 5 baptisms of people or 0 baptisms of people if people really understood, I'm ready for that contract. I want him to own me. I'm signing the contract. The outward signature of an inward contract of my faith is in him alone. His blood, his righteousness, nothing else. I can sign that because there's no takebacks on such a thing. At what point does it cease to be his blood and his righteousness? Never. So if it ever started to be his blood and righteousness, it will always be his blood and righteousness, and my signature's on that contract. So why would I even think about 2nd, 3rd, 4th baptisms? Because I didn't know enough. I wasn't committed enough. How many times do you have to sign a contract for home ownership or a deed or a title on a car? How many times do you have to sign that contract to get it right this time? That's ridiculous. But as long as what you're signing is the contract of his blood and his righteousness and my total trust in that, I don't have to keep re-signing it. But if I keep signing everything that comes in front of me because I didn't know enough, didn't feel enough, well, that's not a contract. Never was a contract. So, I'd like to put an end to all these multiple baptisms, not because, I'm ashamed to do it a 2nd time, a 3rd time, a 4th time. It's not that. If you need to, you need to. No problem. But I'm just saying if we get it right in our head that it isn't CFC and it isn't Baptist, it's something more grand and glorious than any of that, then I think we'll tend to get things right the first time and not have to keep revisiting whether or not I signed the contract. Oh, there's my signature. No takebacks. I always thought it was his blood and his righteousness. It'll never cease to be his blood and his righteousness. It never ceased to be putting on Christ and my relationship with the Father. It's based on, I put on his blood, so therefore I look like his son, right? I am his son. I'm as saved as his son. When am I going to be less saved than Jesus if I put on Christ? The signature is to believe that putting on Christ is the end of the discussion. I just signed my life away. He owns me. End of story. And because he owns me, I don't second guess and rethink and go through all these convulsions over this thing. I'm not afraid to revisit anything. I trust him. And the fact is, when my signature's on the contract, the house is mine and I'm his, and his righteousness is mine. He's exchanged my sin for his righteousness. The contract's signed. End of discussion, right? I can fail and then resolve it. I can grow and change and understand things I never understood before. That's great. But what's that got to do with your signature on the contract? Go pull out the contract and see if the contract changed. No? Didn't? Okay. So you change. That's great. But the contract doesn't change. I mean, most of you guys bought a house when you were a few years younger. You changed. Pull out the contract. Did that change? All right, so quit yakking about it. Quit all the guilt and fear and all that sort of stuff. But it's birthed in the fact that we came out of our things, right? I was sprinkled as a baby, and somebody else was at the 5 steps of salvation, and somebody else this, and somebody else that. It's like, let's just put all that aside. I mean, again, that's what that ecosystem book is about. It's all about Jesus, not some formula for anything, not some way to do it, some way not to do it, some new thing, whatever. No, it's really, if it just comes down to it's only ever always about Jesus, then the rest of it just kind of takes care of itself. Don't get all pent up about it. Amen?
Amen.
Amen. Thank you.